What's up, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well, and welcome to a Blu-ray update. Picked up a lot of cool titles, so let's get right into it. So the first one here is a Grease 3-pack. This includes Grease, Grease 2, and Grease Live. Basically, to get the sequel and the live show, you need to basically get this set. They're not available on Blu-ray separately, and they're not available on 4K. Only the first movie is. I do believe Grease 2 you can get from like overseas, but here in the States I don't believe there is. Now there is a nice decent amount of features for the first movie and the Grease Live, and it looks like Grease 2 is just a bare bones release, but for $10 I thought it was a really good deal. I am a fan of these movies and the live show, so I definitely wanted to add that to my collection. The next one here is a Harold and Kumar double feature of Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle and Escape from Guantanamo Bay. Two fun early 2000 comedies, I guess the best way. No, well, I wouldn't say early, but like mid 2000s. The first one came out in 2005 and the second came out in 2008. They're fun movies, very entertaining, just absolutely love them. I think the Harold and Kumar films, they have that like straight to home video release, but they all have had theatrical releases. The next one I picked up is Miss March. This is from the guys who did The Whitest Kids You Know. It's a fun movie. I'm very surprised that this one actually, I think, went to theaters. This seems to be like one of those like straight to home video releases, but it went to theater back in 2008, 2009. Craig Robinson is in this as well. You also get a small appearance by Hugh Hefner. Trevor Moore, unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, which really sucks. That's pretty much the only people I recognize. But yeah, it's a fun movie. I've always enjoyed it for what it is. The next one here is Krampus. Love this movie. Definitely a nice blend of horror and Christmas. It's not like your typical gory type of horror film. It's a little bit different than that, but it's definitely effective. It's creepy at moments. The twist ending is really crazy, and maybe sometime down the road I will upgrade to the Scream Factory 4K release, but for now I don't mind having the Blu-ray. I've been wanting to revisit the film for quite some time. The next one here is Rampage with The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson. I like the video game. It's one of my favorites, and this movie, it does have a lot of mixed reviews, but for me personally, I thought the film was very enjoyable, very entertaining, and it's got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and that's pretty much the only recognizable face I know of other than Dwayne Johnson, so glad to pick that one up. Picked up the Boondock Saints, which is a great film, classic. Norman Reedus, Sean Patrick, Flannery, Willem Dafoe, who else is in this? Billy Connolly, and that seems to be pretty much in the name, in the form of well-known names. I do hope we get the third movie. I do enjoy the second movie. I will pick that up. I'm really hoping we do get that third movie. It has been announced, so I will be looking forward to that. The next one here is Pitch Perfect 3. This is upgrading the DVD I had. Now I have all three films on Blu-ray. I do enjoy these movies. I think they're fun. It's great to see, acapella kind of get its own exposure with movies. You don't really see a whole lot of films with, acapella, or acapella groups or anything like that. But yeah, great cast. We got Brittany Snow, I believe is the actress's name. Yes, Brittany Snow. We've got Anna Kendrick, Ralba Wilson, Elizabeth Banks, who I also believe wrote. No, she might have done the first movie. I believe the first or second. I could be wrong on that too, but yeah, I've always enjoyed them. There's been rumors about a fourth movie, but who knows when that'll happen. Next one here is Neighbors 2. I do currently own the first movie, and I do enjoy these. They're fun. They're not anything too special, but I think the chemistry between Seth Rogen and Zac Efron is fantastic. I do really hope we get a third movie. I feel like the Neighbors films do need a third one to kind of just give us some type of a trilogy. You got a great cast. You got Chloe Grace Moretz. You have the actress who apparently is supposed to play Iris West in the like DC Universe films, or was supposed to. And then you have Jonah Hill's sister who's in this, and the actress is not really well known. A lot of people don't really know that that's Jonah Hill's sister. I actually found that out later on after watching What We Do in the Shadows. I think around like the first season. The next one here is Lady Hawk. This has Matthew Broderick, Michelle Pfeiffer, and I can't Rutger. I'm not gonna pronounce his last name, but he was in Hobo with a Shotgun, and he's been in a lot of films in the 80s and I think 90s as well. And he unfortunately passed, I think, last year or the year before. From what I've been reading on the back of this, it looks like it's in an Italian release. It's region free, which is pretty awesome, and it looks like it's from 1985. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks like it's going to be a fun, I guess, fantasy type of movie. The next one here is a very Harold and Kumar Christmas. This is completing the trilogy. I don't know what it is about comedies that have this ongoing thing where, like, when the third movie comes out, it tends to be the weakest out of the series. Like the Van Wilder movies, which was more of a prequel, but it was the third movie in the Van Wilder, I guess, series of films. Harold and Kumar, American Wedding, just like the American Pie franchise. It's like that third movie always tends to be the weakest out of them, and I'm not sure why that is, but very happy with that one. It does have its moments, but it's not as good as the first two. Next is Forrest Gump. I mean, you can't go wrong with Forrest Gump. Everyone has this in their collection. It's such an iconic classic. Great performances all around. Sally Field, Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise. I don't even know who else is in this. And the more I keep thinking about it, and the more, the character of Jenny gets a lot of hate, I keep thinking in the back of my mind, as a young child, she didn't have the greatest childhood, and I think that brought on this post-traumatic stress as she got older, and when something good happens, it's hard for her to comprehend that, and she just runs away from it, I guess is the best way to put it. And she never really had anybody that cared about her. So when Forrest Gump, who's been her friend since childhood, develops this love for her, she doesn't know how to react, and she runs away from it. And I feel like that's kind of what the message with Jenny is that she just doesn't know how to react, and due to the trauma she endured. But nonetheless, it's still a great movie. The next one here, I'm so happy to finally find. I've been holding off on getting this movie because I was just waiting for the right price. Thankfully, when I went into the pawn shop, they had it, and that is Catch Me If You Can. Great movie. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. You also have Christopher Walken, and this is actually based on a true story. It's one of my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks movies. There are certain actors out there who are kind of like a hit and miss for me. There are movies out there that just I enjoy from these actors, and then there's others that I just cannot get myself into. But this is a really great one, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. Next one here is the Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick double feature. It also includes the Chronicle of Riddick Dark Fury, which unfortunately is only on DVD, but I do believe they have a Blu-ray release of that separately, so I guess next time I go to FYE or something, I will be looking to see if they have a copy of it on Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm very happy to finally have this in the collection. Used to have it on DVD and got rid of it. Wanted the upgrade for sure. The next one here is Robin Hood. This stars Jamie Foxx and Terry Egerton. It's also got Jamie Dornan, I believe, who was in Once Upon a Time and is in 50 Shades of Grey, or at least that trilogy. We have different takes on the Robin Hood character. We have the Kevin Costner version, we have the Russell Crowe version, and I do enjoy those versions. I think each one has a different take. This one I enjoyed. I know it didn't get a lot of great reviews, but I still found some enjoyment out of it. The next one here is Blockers, which was a huge surprise. Um, John Cena is fantastic. Ike Barinholtz is great as always, and Leslie Mann, who just doesn't matter what she's in. I feel like she always tends to do a fantastic job, and she will always be the Hooters girl well, I wouldn't say Hooters girl, but she will always be the Hooters girlfriend to Jon Stewart in Big Daddy, which is crazy how well her career has gone since then. Next is Tag, which was a huge surprise, also based on a true story. Jeremy Renner, Ed Helms, John Hamm, Rashida Jones, Hannibal Buress, Isla Fisher. I mean, there's just a great cast, and yeah, I've always had a good time with that one. The next one here is R.I.P.D. This is based from, I believe, a graphic novel or comic book series, and I really enjoyed this one. This one does get a lot of hate. I think everybody was expecting a little bit more, but unfortunately that was not the case. We have Kevin Bacon in it. Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds, I think, are great. I think their chemistry worked pretty well, and yeah, I've always had a fun time with that one as well. Next is Crazy Rich Asians. This was a good movie. I'm not big into romantic comedies, but if it has a great story and the chemistry between the two main characters are great, then to me it's worth checking out. And this was one of them, and I was very blown away on how great that one was. This next one here is a childhood favorite. I had to get this one, and that is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Everyone should have this in their collection. I would love to see this one get a 4K release, but I don't believe that will ever happen because it is now owned by Disney, because this is originally a Fox release, and of course Disney bought Fox. But you do get Benny Hill is in this movie, which is pretty awesome, and I think at one point we all wanted this car growing up. It just does everything that we love. It flies, it floats like a boat. I mean, pretty much everything you love about it. Then I picked up Twister, another favorite of mine. I don't really know why. I don't know why this doesn't have a 4K release. There's been rumors, and who knows, but I would love to see this one get a 4K release. Maybe they can go back and redo the CGI, and that's another thing I don't understand. If you look at the Star Trek The Next Generation DVD releases, or if you looked at the series when it first aired, the special effects at the time were maybe great, but then when you look at it in today's day and age, you realize how bad it is. But when the Blu-ray releases came out, they actually ended up going back and redoing all the CGI, and it actually came out looking a lot better. I feel like they can do that with a lot of movies. Now that a lot of movies are, part of a home video release, you can take that extra time to put more of an effort into the special effects and then re-release it as a new collector's edition and maybe charge a little bit more. So I know it's time consuming, but mainly just start it off with like some of the really bad films out there that have terrible CGI and move on from that. But yeah, such a great classic. And then the last one I picked up is Romeo and Juliet. Love this story. It's one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, and I've seen the original, and I've seen this one. Love this one. I think it's a great version of the story. You have a great cast. One of I guess the biggest well-known names that you're going to get are John Leguizamo, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Claire Danes. So that's pretty much it. It's great to see that The three main cast members of My So-Called Life have gone on to do great things. Claire Danes has gone on to do great things. Jared Leto is pretty much a household name. And the one friend of Claire Danes is the Doctor in Star Trek Discovery. So, one of the friends from My So-Called Life. So, yeah, very, very glad to see them all doing well. So, that is it. That's my Blu-ray update. Hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Comment down below what your thoughts are. We'd love to hear your opinion. Don't forget to give this video a like. It definitely helps. And subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you in a future video. Peace.